my name is Rachel and I'm here today to do the Classic Authors book tag. I will link the creator down below. This just looked really fun and I decided to do it today. So yes, this is where you basically have classic authors and choose a book that kind of represents what they're all about. So I'm going to get straight into the questions. The first one is William Shakespeare, a timeless book, and for this I've picked The Beauty Myth by Naomi Woolf. To explain, I have not finished this book. I think I've read about 200 pages of it so far, but I definitely think it's timeless because reading it now, the stuff in it is still exactly the same and happening now, but probably 10 times worse. And it was written years and years and years ago, like I think around 50 years ago it was written, or no, maybe 30 years. I can't remember. But this basically talks about how images of women affect women, how women are expected to be beautiful, and it focuses on religion, it focuses on the workplace, it focuses on beauty in terms of like plastic surgery and makeup and all of these things, and how they try and keep women the same and keep them in a box because, you know, we can't do it socially and politically anymore because women are taking their own place back. So it's how they kind of do it in these subtle ways of undermining women and telling them they need to look beautiful and like these unattainable people. So yeah, for me that is a timeless book because I'm reading it now and it feels like it was written yesterday because everything's exactly the same now, which sucks. Number 2 is Jane Austen, a witty or sarcastic book, and for this I picked Candide or Optimism by Voltaire. I did this for a satire class at university and adored it. It is so funny. And yeah, it's just a satire and I really enjoyed it. I can't even remember that much of what it was about. I know it was a big satire on like knowledge and on the different ways that people think about life, but I just remember it being really funny. Number 3 is Edgar Allen Poe, a book that creeped you out. And for this I picked Misery by Stephen King. Oh, did this book freak me out. I think it freaked me out because there was only like 2 characters for the most of the novel and it's so intense and you always know that they're there, or the threat of them being there is always there. Terrible English. Yeah, this really creeped me out. It really scared me. It scared me in terms of somebody else causing you to be dependent. Our main character, Paul Sheldon, is in a car crash and he is saved by a woman called Annie Wilkes, and he goes to stay at her house because it's snowing and she can't get into a hospital. And then slowly you start to realise like, were her motives so innocent? No. It's all about this, but it's super creepy, and it's like I could imagine easily getting into that situation of like something happening, someone finding you when you're vulnerable and taking you and making you dependent on them, and it's creepy, but it's absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favourite Stephen Kings. I think that and The Shining are probably my favourite Stephen Kings, I think. Closely followed by Dolores Claiborne. Number 4, Virginia Woolf, a book that breaks social barriers. So I picked Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman because it was the first book I ever read that really had a message and a drive and something that like I was like, oh my god, yes, I'm passionate about this, and I adored it. It's like a dystopian where it's kind of like our society, but it's the opposite way around. It focuses on racism, and it's like black people are the ones above and white people are the ones who are like enslaved and stuff. And it's around the time that you would think like an apartheid is happening. And so like when people would have separate schools for black people and for white people, they're just about starting to have a few white people allowed into the school for black people, but like 5 kids or something. So it's kind of at that level. There's some terrorist groups and you basically follow these 2 people, one from each group, a cross and a knot, that's what they're like called, and it's just fantastic. I love it so much. I need to reread the whole series. so much. It really, like, it really hit me. And that's the book that really made me read again, because I remember taking that on holiday and it being like me reading ever since. And like, I read as a kid loads, and I read Harry Potter loads, and there was a 2-year period where I didn't read, and then I read that book and I haven't stopped reading since. Yeah, that book is definitely very close to my heart. Number 5 is Maya Angelou, a book with beautiful prose, and for this I could pick nothing else but Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I adore the prose in Wuthering Heights. I think it's fantastic. I love the descriptions, I love the setting, I love the weather, I love the conversations, I love the lies that I'm pretty sure are told the whole way through. I love the way that they talk about love, that they talk about religion. I love the way that it transgresses social barrier, just everything about that book. I love it. I love it so much. I love it. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, last one. Leo Tolstoy, a translated book. So I was gonna pick some Hank Hang, but I decided no. I'm gonna pick my favourite book of all time, which is a translated book, and it is Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This was originally written in French. It is amazing. It's quite long. It's the longest book I've ever read, I think. I'm not sure. Lord of the Rings might be a bit longer. It's definitely one of the longest books I've ever read in any case. So it follows this guy called Edmond Dantes. We open with him and he is doing really great. He's a lovely guy, like he has a lovely personality. He's so nice, and he has just got engaged to a beautiful woman who he is head over heels in love with, and she is head over heels in love with him. He has a lovely father who he has to support because he just needs a bit of help, but that's fine, he doesn't mind. He has a job on a ship and he is about to be made captain of the ship, and I think he has something else going for him as well. And that's all in the opening. That's, you know, the first chapter, you find out all this, and then you see 3 men really like just sitting around being like, ugh, he has this beautiful wife, he has all this money, he's going to be made captain, and I wish that that was me, and blah blah blah. And they get drunk and club together and decide to bring him down, and it's all about what happens after that, and I love it. I love it so much. It's basically just the tale of deception and revenge and intrigue. Like, my favourite things about it, it's very like Game of Thrones. Like, all my favourite things have the same stuff in them. So Wuthering Heights and The Count of Monte Cristo have a very similar character on a very similar path, which I noticed the last time I read Wuthering Heights, so that's cool. Then we have like intrigue, so it, like in Game of Thrones, where we have this like underlying stuff that's going on, and plotting and twists that you kind of see coming, and then you don't see them to the degree that they're quite happening, and then you're like, well done, I respect that you did that without me noticing. Which Game of Thrones does that all the time. And I love it. It's so good. It's so good. I really need to reread it soon. So yeah, that was the Classics Authors book tag. Any book that I just mentioned is amazing. Go read it. And if you want to do this tag, go ahead and do it. It is super fun. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!